YNW Melly's life just flipped after news of his bond being denied. Today it was announced a judge ruled that the Florida rapper must stay behind bars until the retrial begins in September. He's been incarcerated for 6 years fighting the case, in which he is accused of the murder of YNW juvie and sack chaser, two former friends, in 2018. As Melly alongside his family was convinced that he was going to be released from jail. This was even his mother after 1 out of the 6 charges was accepted on bond.
We just still praying. I know I said I would I'll keep everybody updated with what's happening. I know right now we're waiting. So basically the judge is going to do, I guess, a written order. So we're just waiting, and that order can come any minute, or it can come tomorrow. I don't know. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting. So everybody just keep praying, keep having faith. Oh, Tessa, stop. I've been crying too. It's been a long time coming, you know.
As it was announced, YNW Melly gets bond on 1 out of 6 of his total charges. He's been locked up for 2,295 days without a bond or a guilty charge, even despite a previous mistrial. Everything pointed in the direction of Melly getting released from jail, but the prosecutors did something disturbing to YNW Melly by creating deals with his ex-girlfriend Mariah Hamilton and his best friend YNW Bortlen. Mariah was hiding out of the United States since before Melly's original trial. She was supposed to testify against him, but she never showed up. This made her wanted by the police for the last few years.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
As the judge made a deal with Mariah, saying that if you agree to testify against Melly, you're free to go. She accepted it instantly, making it the worst news imaginable for YNW Melly. She would write on Facebook, "Into my village, thank you to my village. I love you all so much. God's plan, not mine." This is because they found disturbing evidence on Mariah's iCloud account, which relates to YNW Melly forcing her to not testify in the original trial. This is known as witness tampering. It carries a life sentence in prison, regardless if Melly actually took out sack chaser and juvie.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
The witness tampering case would also be separate from his existing case of juvie and sack chaser's passing. Due to him witness tampering on the jail phones, YNW Melly hasn't been allowed to use a phone for a very long time. It's gotten so bad that his mother, Jamie King, even did an interview exposing the county jail.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
However, if the evidence is true that Melly was using the jail phones to commit witness tampering, he's going to be going to prison for life. They must have the evidence stored away as well. They wouldn't keep YNW Melly off of the jail phones, as it is illegal to do so, meaning they have the evidence to prove he's guilty. But it gets even worse from here, as they then wanted to work with YNW Bortlen to avoid another YNW Melly mistrial. This is due to them submitting paperwork to have Melly and Bortlen tried together in the next trial for one specific reason.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It's just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other. But that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase only if Melly is found guilty.
If YNW Bortlen knows he didn't commit the crime, he won't physically be able to sit there beside YNW Melly and take life in prison to the chin, making it more likely that he'll just point the finger at Melly and say the truth. What you didn't know is that Melly's lawyers already tried doing this to YNW Bortlen in the first trial, which is why Bortlen and Melly haven't talked to each other since.
Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with two bodies, a car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
As Melly's own lawyer revealed to the jury that it was always Bortlen that was lying to the feds, he was the one with powder residue on his hands, he was also the last person with Sack Chaser and Juvie when they passed away. They even brought a forensic scientist that covered the passings to go into further detail about Bortlen having the powder residue.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of powder residue, and 2 two-component particles, and the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of tar residue and 1 two-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was tar residue present on the hands.
Now, YNW Bortlen did not like this at all. He actually hasn't talked on social media since this tweet, as when Melly's mistrial was granted, it was shared. YNW Bortlen tweets a mysterious message on the same day Melly's mistrial was declared. The tweet shares, "Mind games don't work on people like me," alongside a handshake emoji as if he's accepting a deal. Due to all of that, Melly's lawyers will now appeal the decision of a no bond, where they can repackage all of their evidence and present it to the judge one more time. Here's how they should do it. Melly's lawyers even wrote, Melly's legal team proposed posting an unspecified bond that would be paid by his record label 300 Entertainment. If granted a bond, they assured the judge Melly will be on house arrest, wear an ankle monitor, and hire round-the-clock security to keep tabs on him, as they should keep this in their bond package. But what they should also add is this interview of YNW Melly's mother claiming that he isn't being treated like a human inside a jail. This is extremely illegal.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
They would also bring up evidence from the original trial, where Melly's lawyers provided GPS evidence showing Melly sprinting down a street while the crime was going down, showing him that he was hiding into a bush when the alleged drive-by was going down, hiding from the opposing vehicle.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shot the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah. He's like, yeah, there's some. I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juvie? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
As that backs up the claims of it being an actual drive-by, but what confirms it is there was never a firearm even found. In the original trial, it was confirmed even by prosecutors there was never a firearm, making the claim of a drive-by very likely, due to the guilty party driving away with it.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So
So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what was used.
Okay.
But sadly, the prosecutors have so much evidence on their side, it's likely Melly will never be released. You tell me what side has stronger evidence, as they're gonna begin with evidence on Melly's phone, as he sent a text message hours after the crime admitting to it.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, "I did that," and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly count says what?
After that, SHHHH.
But also on Melly's phone was a saved video from somebody's Facebook Live. It shows his reaction alongside YNW Bortlen in a parking lot only 6 hours after the crime was committed.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned. Regardless of what happened, you already know.
As they're seen not showing an ounce of sadness for the passing of their two best friends. But here's where a new interesting piece of evidence comes from. This is from a rogue O-Block member. He revealed Melly's motive to commit the crime was him not wanting to share finances with the other YNW members.
Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walter Bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
This was supposed to be a secret that Melly told King Vaughn. Sadly, Vaughn shared it with O-Block members before passing away, where they would go further in depth explaining that YNW is a registered business, where Melly would release music, perform concerts, sell merch, and all of the money made would funnel through the YNW business bank account. Sackchaser and Juvie allegedly wanted a cut as there's 4 members of YNW. Their thought was that the money would be split 25% each, but Melly, he didn't want to do that. But with the evidence relating to money, many fans also wondered how Melly's even paying for his lawyers, where coincidentally it would go viral, reading in quote, YNW Melly's mom trends after she started a fans account while he stands trial. This ended up taking the internet by storm. Even DJ Academic shared,
so YNW Melly's mom has announced that she's going to be starting to own, and I gotta be honest with y'all, man, like, this is perplexing. The reason why it's perplexing is because I can't understand why she's doing this. Your son is fighting for his life. How much, you know, there's certain mothers in hip hop, and you probably could name a few, I won't name all of them, that I feel like their son became stars, but they also wanted to be stars as well. Blueface's mom is one of them. The situation between Melly's mom and Melly, I always thought was interesting, but I never thought she'd be doing this. If you're wondering if she's doing this for money, this can't be a money play. Like, no way, no how.
As while Academics claims it's not about the money, social media would disagree. A No Jumper interview from 2 years ago with Adam B. Slime and Jamie King would show Adam asking Melly's mother how much money has he spent. He imagines Melly has spent a lot of money on lawyers. She would sit back and begin laughing. Meanwhile, his own brother, B. Slime, called out his brother for dumb purchases.
I would assume
But it's still,
that he spent a lot of money on lawyers. Like an amount that would probably...
That kid spent a lot of money on a lot of things that shouldn't have been spent on.
Really? Like what else?
And cars, jewelry. And he's not even out to wear the jewelry. I'm like, why are you buying jewelry and you're not here to wear the jewelry?
No, definitely lawyers are probably the best thing you can spend
That's
money
what
on.
bro. But
Yeah.
he's good with lawyers, bro. Like, money ain't an issue for lawyers. Like, he's fine, but it's just like, there was a lot of stuff that should have went to lawyers that he didn't spend on lawyers. And I'm like, bro. And now it's like he don't even want the chain no more.